I see you. You take my breath away. All your strands of life, all your complexity of being. You are good. We are good. Almost good enough. Embrace the one times and the all times, then and now, left and right, blue and yellow. Don't be fooled. It's a messy process. Not sure where to stand or who to stand with? Well, don't take your eyes off of me. I'm gonna be okay. Keep going. You're almost there. Feels too good to be true, but you're almost there.
A little bit more efficient when you're changing, something new is happening, but still serious. So Rhiannon takes off, a little more efficient. You guys move too. She helps you up, and I'd love for Ellie to circle and walk. So I began thinking about this work in the summer of 2021 when I was exploring my bicultural identity. And that's a topic I've explored in the past, most recently in my work Far From Home, which is really an evening length work about my parents' migration from Macedonia to America 52 years ago. And really within this topic, I was thinking about it in reference to being a woman and the expectations that the two different cultures put on being a woman and what femininity means in Macedonia versus America. And I was really interested in exploring this through solo work that really played with language and text as much as it did with movement. So in the fall, I continued this research and dove deeper into writing poetry and exploring that connection with movement, physicalizing some of those ideas, and to continue working with the community, which is what I do with most of my works, is to bring the community into process. I really wanted to work with students and female students and female identifying students. And so I worked with Northeast Magnet High School students to create a 4-week curriculum that took them through poetry writing and movement exploration. And from that work, we were able to take some of those prompts that we developed and use that with professional dancers in continuing the exploration and the development of the Multiplicity of Us. So the next step in this process was working with 2 female company members, Avi and Ellie, and a poetry prompt. Write a love letter to yourself, your past, present, or future self. And from that writing, that really authentic personal writing, we use that as an atmosphere, as an environment to start to build the work. And what I was really curious about was this duality within us and our perception of self and our perception of self in relationship to others, and really kind of diving a little deeper into our multifaceted, layered selves. And the writing really brought out a lot of this, and it brought it out in such a personal, authentic way.
For me, words are so, or like just putting words onto paper itself is just so like bearing, especially when you're discussing such a not difficult topic, but just something that's very personal. So it was very scary and daring at first, but after I got, out of that mind frame and started just really putting the words into movement, it just started to feel more safe.
I think the most exciting part of this process for me was to explore language in my own language, and how that can be translated into movement that is like super authentic to who I am.
So this is where it got really interesting for me. I took this duet, added 2 more dancers, and made this final version called The Multiplicity of Us. And it really evolved from this original study on bicultural identity and femininity to this idea of how we navigate our multiple identities and our multiple inputs of experience and nurture and environment to create who we are, our sense of self, and then how do we perceive that through ourselves and in our interactions with others. And so this process has been really incredible and rewarding. And it turned from my personal story, which I have done in the past through Far From Home, to be the personal story and to encompass the stories of the dancers and performers that I'm working with.
It's just been a really eye-opening for me as a performer, to experience like dancing while also doing text, especially because a lot of the text like stem from each individual person, so it feels very like genuine and authentic, and it kind of makes the performance feel really like holistic, like it's my entire being that I'm, performing. I'm not just moving, but I'm also speaking, that are my own thoughts and things that I deal with.
That was an interesting and enjoyable process again, because again, I got to write what I was feeling, and then I got to speak it, and then I got to dance it as well. And again, it changed and was manipulated and worked through over time. But yeah, for me, it was a very in the moment experience.
And up until about a month before the work, I had definitely planned on projecting text. It was just something that I had been working on this whole time and this whole process. When the work started to come together and I really saw these performers in front of me, bearing their souls and sharing this really thoughtful and reflective aspects of their identities in spoken word, that is really what the piece became about. And there was no need for projection because it was really about these humans in front of us and what they were sharing. I wanted the focus to be completely on them. And I took away the dressing of the setting. I took away the projection and really simplified the costume so that we could really focus on these performers and their performances. We worked with a really intimate venue called the LUX Ballroom. It was really important to me to also think about proximity with the audience and really bring them in to the same room with the dancers so that you really felt this intimacy, this closeness, this energetic exchange between the viewer and the performer. And I felt like that's where the impact was.
Which color showcases the best of her? What does color say about her?
I have questions. So many.
What if women rule the world from the mountaintops? 6, 1. 6, 1. 6, 1. This one time, I felt them looking and staring. This one time, I chose the blue dress.